God. Oh my. God. Jingles. I don't know how I'm going to make it through this day. I've got so much planned. First there is school, then baseball practice, then dinner with my grandparents. After that I have to come home and do all my homework. If there's still time, I want to be able to play a few video games before bed. But I'm so tired right now I don't know how I'll make it through.
Why are you so tired, Lazar? Didn't you sleep well last night?
Yes, eventually. My days are so packed that I never get to sleep until late. School starts so early in the morning, it feels like I've just gone to bed when I wake up. Then all throughout the day it's rush, rush, rush. By the time the day is over it's late again, and in a few hours I'll have to be up.
But it sounds like you aren't getting enough sleep, Lazar. It's not enough to sleep well for a few hours a day. A growing lion needs to sleep 8 hours each night if he's going to be awake and alert when a new day begins.
I would love to be able to sleep for 8 hours a night, Jingles, but there's just not enough hours in the day for me.
Then you must learn to make time, Lazar. Sleep is a very important thing, more so than you know. Look at yourself. You're tired, irritable, and you're having trouble concentrating. You can't go through each day like this, Lazar. It's not healthy. Also, I don't see how you can enjoy doing anything you want to do if you're falling asleep most of the time.
Your words are wise, Jingles, but I just don't know what I should do.
Then sit down for a little while and look towards the view screen. Once again, I've a valuable lesson to teach you, Lazar. Before we find a solution to your problem, I want you to fully understand what your problem is. Look, Lazar, and learn.
A new baby is an exciting addition to the family. But there are problems, too.
He's always asleep. When's he ever going to be any fun?
All he ever does is eat and sleep.
Yes, eat and sleep. And that's just about all you did, too, when you were a baby. You had to depend on your mother for all the things that you needed. She had to feed you, to bathe you, to put you down to sleep. As you grow older, you learn to do more and more things for yourself. Some of these things you do so often that they become habits. Everybody has habits. Dad likes to read his newspaper every evening in this same chair. It's one of his habits. Habits are things you do naturally without having to think about them. Martha first had to think each step when she tied a bow knot. Now she can do it easily and quickly. Regular habits make daily living much easier since they help us do things without having to think about them. Some of the habits you learn now may stay with you all your life.
All right, children. It's time to get ready for bed.
I'm almost through with this chapter, Mother.
It's time for bed, Susie. You go right to sleep now.
Getting ready for bed at a regular time is one of the most important habits you can learn. A quiet hour or two before bedtime is part of this habit. It makes you feel relaxed and sleepy, ready for bed. Washing up is part of the going to bed habit. Any regular routine before bedtime helps you feel sleepy. Hanging up your clothes can be part of this routine. They'll air out overnight and be neat for tomorrow. Wearing the right kind of night clothes is important. David's pajamas fit him loosely and don't bind him around the waist. David likes to open his window when it isn't too cold for fresh air, but he's careful not to sleep in a draft. Of course, Martha has her own habits. Instead of opening her window, she gets fresh air by opening her door a bit.
Good night, David.
Good night, sis.
David's bed is comfortable and the mattress isn't too soft. The covers on his bed are warm without being heavy. And so David's ready for bed at just about the usual time. Of course, he sometimes stays up later, but that doesn't happen often enough to change his going to bed habits. Now to sleep. Some people go right to sleep, others take longer. Because David has regular sleeping habits, he usually drops off very quickly. David has probably never stopped to think what a wonderful thing sleep is. In sleep, the muscles of the body are relaxed. It's the most perfect way to relax that we have. Our breathing is slower and deeper when we sleep. The body's temperature is lower. Even the heart beats more slowly. The whole body is resting. To rest all our muscles, we turn in our sleep. Some people turn often, others not so often, but we all do it. It's a normal part of sound, healthy sleep. Dreams are normal too. Often they're suggested by things around us while we sleep. Dreams don't seem to make much sense, do they? That's because the brain is resting along with the body, so it's less alert when you sleep. After a good night's sleep, you usually wake up easily and naturally. The alarm hasn't rung yet. David finds that he usually wakes up before it goes off. Of course, it takes him a little while to get fully awake. You're never at your best until at least an hour or two afterwards. That's one reason why getting up early is so important. There's plenty of time for breakfast, too. Breakfast is an important meal that shouldn't be missed. If you usually go to bed early enough, you usually wake up early, too. You can start the day in a pleasant, unhurried way. It's more fun for you that way, and more fun for the rest of the family, too. David and Martha enjoy their mornings, and that helps them enjoy the whole day. As the day goes on, you get more and more value from your regular sleeping habits. Plenty of sleep helps you to be bright and alert to the very end of the day. But what about bad sleeping habits? George just doesn't get enough sleep. And now in the afternoon, he's tired. It's hard for him to pay attention in class. When the teacher calls on him, George just can't seem to remember things that he really ought to know. George doesn't realize it, but his main trouble is bad sleeping habits. Last night, for instance.
No, Muggsy. Don't rub me out. I didn't do it. Honest, I didn't.
No rat's gonna squeal on me. You know too much, Limpy.
You know I wouldn't sing, Muggsy. We've been pals too long.
Slats saw you in the DA's office.
Sure, I was there, but they didn't get nothing out of me.
Then why was the coppers around here today?
I don't know, Muggsy. I don't know.
You squealed, that's why. You put the finger on me.
You can't do it, Muggsy. You can't. You can't. Oh.
Yes, George has bad sleeping habits. And even when he finally does get into bed, he finds it hard to go to sleep. That's because he hasn't formed the habit of going to sleep at a regular time each night. And it's just as hard for him to wake up in the morning.
George! George! Get up, George.
He's still tired because he hasn't had enough sleep.
Hey, Mom, where are my books?
On the mantel, dear. George, close the door.
The morning starts badly, and the whole day goes badly when you get too little sleep too often. And even after class is over, you keep on paying the penalty for bad sleeping habits. You don't have much fun when you're tired and low in energy. Lack of sleep makes it hard for you to do your best. You just can't seem to get into the game and have fun the way the other fellas do. You're irritable and cross, hard to get along with. People don't like you, and you don't like yourself when you're like that. Probably neither David nor George realize how important their sleeping habits are to the way they enjoy their waking hours. Going to bed at a regular time each night makes it easier for you to go right off to sleep instead of lying awake long into the night. You wake up easily and naturally without having to be dragged out of bed. And most important, your day starts right and stays right. Both David and Martha have learned that good sleeping habits help you get the most out of everyday living.
As you see, Lazar, sleep is important for health. It's important for happiness. It's important because getting enough sleep recharges your batteries and gives you the strength you need to face each day. If you begin each day with a full tank of gas, you'll have enough to make it to the end. If you start the day with only a little gas, you won't make it very far before you break down. Sleep is like gas. It's energy.
But how can I get more sleep, Jingles? What can I do?
Well, let's look at your schedule, shall we?
All right. What about my schedule?
Well, you wake up early each morning because of school. There's nothing we can do about that. But you're in school until 2 each weekday, Lazar, and baseball practice doesn't start until 4. You live right next to the field, Lazar. That gives you 2 full hours to come home and get some rest.
But I like to use that time to go to the ice cream parlor with you and our friends, Jingles.
I know you do, and we like having you there. But we all go home afterwards. None of us have anything for the rest of the day. You do. Until baseball season is over, we'd understand if you went home and got some rest before practice.
I suppose.
After practice, you have dinner with your family. Sometimes you go out. If you get some rest before baseball practice, you should have more than enough energy for this. Then, it's time for homework. You're smart, Lazar, and I've seen you do your homework. It doesn't take you very long. These things are fine as they are. After homework, though, comes your video games.
Yes, my video games.
I know. I've spent many a weekend nights playing them with you.
Yes, we stay up practically all night playing.
But Lazar, that's a weekend. If you do the same thing on a weekday, it's no wonder you aren't getting enough sleep at night. You simply can't spend all night playing video games, then be ready for school the next morning.
But Jingles, I love video games. When I start, I can't stop myself. It's like an addiction. First 1 hour is gone, then 2, then 5. I can't keep track of time. What can I do?
I'll let you find your own answer to that question, Lazar.
How, Jingles?
Once again, look towards the view screen. Find your answer within yourself, Lazar.
What's the matter, George? Sure had a tough time today.
I don't know.
Gotta get in condition. Conference meet's only a month away. We're going to need
Say,
you in
George,
top.
you think you'll live? Cut it out. I can't help it if I'm tired out once in a while. Once in a while, he says.
You ever try going to bed at night?
I don't need as much sleep as you guys. Look at Edison, only 4 hours sleep a night.
Just because you can turn on a light doesn't mean you're another Edison. Go on, I'll see you, Tom.
See you tomorrow.
Hey, so long, Edison.
Seriously, George, it's not only your running. I've seen how dead you've been in class. Sue and the girls are talking about it, too.
Oh, not Sue.
Yes, Sue, and you know why.
I haven't got time to waste sleeping. Too many other things to do.
That's just the point. If you don't get enough sleep, you won't have the pep to do other things.
Now, look, Professor, I guess I know what's good.
Hi, Coach.
Hi, Tom. George.
I was just leaving.
Oh, wait for me, will you, Tom?
Yeah, stick around, Tom. You're George's pal. Say, George, I've just been checking over your medical records. The doc gives you a clean bill of health. So what's wrong? You don't smoke. What about coffee?
No.
Well, haven't you been eating right?
Oh, that's just that I'm tired out all the time, I guess.
How much sleep do you get?
About 5 or 6 hours a night.
Well, you need more than that, don't you?
We're going to need you in top form.
Now, don't start that again. I told you.
Hey, take it easy. Here's a chance for you to get some of that rest you need. Sit down. Relax.
Oh, Coach, I sit all day and all night studying. That's not resting.
Well, maybe not. But the running you do, that should provide relaxation.
Relaxation? That's what tires me out.
How about it, Tom? Do you feel tired?
Sure, but I still feel good. After sitting in class all day, I get a lift out of running.
Well, that's the way it should be. A change like that can be restful.
Doesn't work that way for me.
Works for your father.
Oh?
You know, I bowl with your dad every week. He has a great time. Well, I bet I can draw a picture of your home. Dinner's over, and your father has made himself comfortable in his easy chair. But now he's going out to bowl. You see, he spends most of his day at the office sitting. He's ready for a change in the evening, some exercise.
I get the idea. Sis is a sales girl, on her feet all day. So for her, it's a restful change to sit and read.
But what sort of a change do you get? There you are, George, tired out. And when you're so tired, how much studying do you really do?
But, Coach, I have to study if I want to keep eligible.
How do you work that, Tom?
Me? I just have a set period for studying in the evening. When the time's up, I stop.
Stop?
Sure. I'm usually through anyway. Honest, George. Bet if you'd get enough rest, you'd be able to do your studying in half the time. And do it better, too.
Then you'd have plenty of time left for sleep and the other things you want to do.
And you'd be able to stay awake at parties. Tell them about last Saturday night.
Saturday night.
You know what happened.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I had some of the gang over. It was a nice little party, I guess. At least everybody had a good time. Everybody but me.
And Sue.
Yeah, Sue didn't have much fun either. She told me yesterday. She's still plenty sore. And why not? She's full of pep. She doesn't have to waste her time with someone like me. Say, I'll bet Sue gets a lot of sleep and rest. What do you think, Coach?
What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I could use more sleep. Oh, but, Coach, I tried it once. One time I got to bed real early. But I just couldn't get to sleep. Gotta get to sleep. History. English. Oh, I can't get anywhere with it anyway. What'll I do? I'll be called on for sure. No, gotta get to sleep. Can't sleep. Can't sleep. Can't sleep. Oh, no. Never get to sleep. Might as well try to study. Let's see now. Tariff. Protective tariff. Reciprocal. Trade.
Sleep is a wonderful thing, George. When you sleep, your whole body is taking it easy. Even your breathing and your heartbeat are slower, easier.
Sleep. Brother, that next morning. Ooh, I never felt worse. I was still worn out, and I stayed worn out all day. So you see, that's no good.
And you didn't try it again.
What was the use?
Oh, then there's your trouble. You have to try it again and again until it becomes a habit. Oh, it may not be easy the first few times, but once you're in the habit of going to bed on time and going right to sleep, well, you'll find it much easier.
Am I right, Tom? I never have any trouble sleeping.
But, Coach, what can I do to get to sleep? Right away, I mean.
There's some things you can try. You should be tired, but not too tired. Your day should include a variety of activities, and preferably some exercise late in the afternoon. Then a warm bath, warm, not hot, may help you relax. And perhaps help you forget any worries that might keep you awake, including the conference meet coming up. You know, I've got a hunch we're going to do all right. So long, boys.
See you tomorrow, Coach.
So long, Coach. Thanks. There. Ventilation. Room shouldn't be too warm. Slept pretty well last night. Better than the first few nights. Maybe I am getting in the habit. Pretty good, 8 hours again. Better relax a little. Room quiet. Wait a minute. Did I get all my studying done? I can't worry now. Time to sleep. I'll be fresher in the morning. it go now. Relax. Take it easy. Hey, time to get up already? I must have slept like a top. Feel pretty good, too. A few more nights like that, and I'll really be in condition.
Say, what's got into you? What's the hurry?
Somebody waiting for me.
Not Sue. Who else? Hey, is it true she got you to work on the spring play?
Uh-huh, I'm trying out for it right after the conference meet.
Say, how can you do so many things?
It's a trade secret. But I'll give you a little hint. I'm, not another Thomas Edison.
Huh? Oh, I know. You've quit studying. Well, look for another man now.
Ask him.
Don't worry, he's eligible with plenty to spare now.
Boy, George, you sure set a pace today. Am I tired? How about you? Tired? Who, me?
Jingles, I think I know what you are trying to tell me. When it comes to my video games, I play them so long because I'm so bad at them. I can spend hours trying to beat one single level. Maybe the reason I'm so bad at them is because I'm so exhausted at the end of the day. Doing simple things, even things I enjoy, becomes really difficult. If, as you say, I rest before baseball practice and start getting some decent sleep each night, then I'll be better at my video games and won't want to play them as much. If I can get through them easier, I'll beat them faster. Is that right?
You've found your own answer, Lazar.
As usual, you showed me how. You're right, Jingles. I need to spend the next few days away from video games and get caught up on some sleep. Then in a few days I'll be rested and can start playing them again. Chances are I'll be much better at them, and I'll only play them for an hour each night. Afterwards, bedtime.
You've got it, Lazar. Not only will your video game skills improve, but your school grades will as well. Also, you'll find yourself better in baseball practice. Your entire life will improve, Lazar, in ways that would be hard to believe now.
I can't wait. I've got a long day ahead of me, but tonight, as soon as I get through dinner, it's off to bed for this lion. I can't wait for a night of dreams, of flying through the air, of candy tree forests, of marshmallow sidewalks.